Everyone, and welcome to the final round for our grand final. We're going to have Armada and Coop on the front row. Then we've got Detail and Matt in row number 2. Row number 3, we've got Opix, and it looks like it's going to be Slaunch as well. Then running out the field, of course, we're going to have Luke and Roman. Roman starting from the back, taking the big win at Homestead. We're going to do an onboard POV with Luke for the start here. And we hit the line, we're going green. So going green here for 16 laps. The first road course race that we did tonight was also 16 laps at Hockenheim. Well, it's 16 laps here as well at Road Atlanta. This is the Road Atlanta short course. And again, this is the final race for our grand final for our winter short track showdown. The MX-5s, Matt going a bit wide early. Not going to be the last driver that you see go a bit wide there. That part of the track is really tricky because it has that exit rumble there, and it seems kind of inviting. It's like, okay, let me run it out to that. That'll give me a little bit of grip, and we'll get back online. It's actually the opposite. If you get out to that rumble, you're pretty much cooked. Like, you do not really want to get out to that rumble. You want to get close to it because that's the way to keep up the most speed. But if you make contact with that rumble, it's really slippery, and it'll often result in you going off into the grass, getting completely offline. And this track is really tricky in general. Like, that's not the only section. Wow, big closing from Luke there on Roman in the braking zone. Maybe more than he expected because it ended up going a bit wide afterwards. Got right up to the bumper there. But yeah, this track is very tricky, and it has a lot of intricacies like that you have to learn. Again, like with that first corner exit rumble. When you learn that, it's like, okay, well, now I have to take it a little bit different. I maybe want to play it a little bit safer because you want to keep up good speed, but you don't want to go off there. If you go off there, you lose so much time. The first corner is also just, and there we go, Ramda almost going off there. It looked like Detail did go off. We're going to take a look at a replay here. Yep, goes off in the grass, and oh, it looks like someone behind him went off as well. I think that's actually, I believe it's Slaunch. I think Slaunch oh, wow, big rejoin right there in front of Roman. Hold on, we gotta take a look. We gotta get Roman. Yeah, right there. Great onboard POV from Roman right there. Sure, he appreciated that rejoin from Detail. That was pretty hilarious from Roman's POV. And just making sure here. Yeah, I believe it was Slaunch. Wow. So unfortunate start there for him going off early. Looks like Armada still leading. Opix is way up there. And yeah, 100% I can tell now it's definitely Slaunch. That sucks. So Slaunch, Roman, and Detail, 3 drivers that are generally a bit quicker on the road courses in the back with big mistakes early on. Well, not really big mistakes for Roman, just not great track position. But yeah, going to be interesting to see how that plays out, having those 3 guys so far towards the back this early on in the race. And this is how funny it can work out. Matt was the first driver to make that big mistake. Well, he's already in podium position. Behind Opix and Armada, and potentially looking to take the lead. So how quickly things can change, especially here on Road Atlanta with how crazy this track is. Armada doing a great job leading the first 2 laps down. Got to give him credit there. Oh no, Opix takes the lead, and now he's the next one to go wide. Oh, that's tough. Good job on the rejoin though. Going to come out right behind Detail and try to regain there. And trust me, he definitely has plenty of time. He definitely has plenty of time to do so, to regain. Again, we saw it with Matt. Made that big mistake early on, and then literally like a lap later is battling for the podium. And the pack is still very tight together. Armada is back to the lead, which is crazy. So yeah, still plenty of time to go as well. And things can change very quickly on this track because of how treacherous it is, right? Like, I think we're going to see a lot more mistakes here than we see in our, average road course race because of how tricky it is and how punishing it is too. It's not just that, like, some of the corners. Oh, here we go. It looks like Ramda went a bit wide right there. Matt to the inside. Matt potentially to the lead. That causes a big jam. Oh, this might get crazy right here. A little bit of contact we saw right there. I think Luke and Armada trying to survive. Oh my God, 3 wide. Coop trying to make it 4 wide maybe for a second is like, nah, I don't know about that. Detail to the very inside here. Trying to keep it tight on that inside rumble. Got Coop right in his rear bumper. And the pack is just like completely together right now. Matt and Luke out front trying to stretch that gap a little bit if they can. Oh, wow. Big slide right there for Detail. Nice save. Is going to go back to last, unfortunately, but huge save right there. Just a big stack up. Oh, no. Is that a spin out? It looks like it is. It's Armada. No. A big crash. Look at the tire marks on that. Let's take a look at a replay on that one. What happened to Armada right there? Let's take a look right here. Oh, get some contact with Coop. Get some contact with Coop. That was a good POV to see the impact of the crash, but we didn't really get the full idea there. Let's take a look at the view here with Coop. We're going to get some slow-mo, and right there you see the contact with the grass. That was what caused it. That Coop went in the grass a little bit, trying to give room, trying to give space for Armada, but unfortunately he gave too much, got in the grass, that got him loose, gets back onto the track into Armada, and Armada crashes out. So yeah, I don't think anything intentional on Coop's part. Again, I think if anything, he was trying to avoid the incident, but unfortunately, again, that's the thing with this track. He tries so hard to avoid the incident that it ends up creating the incident, because when you get off into the grass, it's very slippery. There's just absolutely no grip in the grass. So again, as soon as Coop got into that grass, I think it was pretty much over for Armada, and Armada was obviously trying to keep the best line that he could as well. And that section in general is just really tight. Like, in a lot of the big cars, it's really tricky to take that section too wide. It like feels damn near impossible in a lot of the bigger cars to take that section too wide. And obviously we're in the MX-5s, which offer a little bit more room. But even in these cars, I think it's like really, really difficult to make that section work. All right, so it looks like Luca took the lead on that same lap, in that same kerfuffle. I believe Luke took the lead going into that long sweeper back down to the downhill. So he's going to be the leader now. Matt goes back to second, but still a big regain from the first lap. And look at that, Roman starting in the back, and all this cheese, he's kept it somewhat clean. He's now in the podium. So, you know, Roman's first race did not go very well, but he got the crazy win at Homestead, and now he's in a podium position here at Road Atlanta. Roman might be able to clutch out a podium in not just the race, but in the grand finals points. And things have got to be really close here. I think Luke's definitely going to have an advantage here if he can hold on to the win, going 1-2 so far on the night. But Matt, you know, obviously got the great second place at Hockenheim, but then not the finish that he was looking for at Homestead with the 5th. And then you have Roman, not the finish he was looking for at Hockenheim, I believe, with the 6th. But then the win is a huge rebound. Opix has just been consistent. Like, he's just been solid. 2 podiums so far. So just, like, super consistent in 3rd. So, yeah, I'm really curious. Like, those guys, Matt, Roman, and Opix, I believe they have a very, very tight points battle going on right now. And where those finishes shake out... Oh, no. Coop going off wide. That sucks. Solange going to be taking the position. Where those guys shake out, I think is going to be extremely important because, again, I believe they are very, very close in points for those podium positions. And it's big. Like, obviously, you want to get a podium in the grand finals. Matt coming up just short on Opix in the regular season. Just barely. But having the opportunity here to get on the podium in the grand finals, I think the biggest upset here probably is Solange, obviously, not in competition for it, really. Because of the big mistake at Hockenheim. And then he had a decent finish at Homestead, but he probably needed a better one after the Hockenheim mistake, and then obviously just running top 5 right now. So yeah, Solange really ran away with that second place, right? Opix and Matt were really close for 3rd, but Solange really ran away with that second place throughout the regular season. But so far, this is not so great of a grand final for him, unfortunately. He's going to try to regain the best that he can for this last race, but at this point, it's looking like he's probably, you know, just having fun and has got his eyes set on the next season, see what he can do there. Because I think he had a lot of pace and potential throughout the series. I honestly thought Solange was going to be, with the rogue moves that he makes, I honestly thought he was going to be the first driver to take another win. Armada going wide. Again, so many drivers. Oh, wow. I did not expect it to, hold on. We'll get back to that thought. Did not expect it to get that violent. Goes super wide and just bam into the barriers. That sucks. Really unfortunate how this race has played out for Armada, especially because, you know, the start was great. Like, he literally led like 3 laps. Like, it was a great start. He was doing a great job holding on. And then just that one incident with Coop, and then after that, obviously, that was a huge crash. It was way worse than any of the mistakes that anybody else has encountered. And then, you know, that last one there was just insult to injury. But really sucks because he was putting on a good show early on, getting hyped. I remember in the comms saying he's winning Atlanta after the first lap led, which was hilarious. That was one of the funniest things of the night. Just perfectly timed. Oh, that was kind of close there. Luke in the lead, getting close on the exit rumble there. But yeah, good show from Armada in the early laps. Sucks how it panned out this race, but still, I think in some of these starts showing more glimpses of potential. He's holding on to those leads a bit longer. He's battling for those positions, and I like to see that. At some point, I think if he can clean up the cheese that happens to him, although to be fair, the big one with Coop, this race wasn't really his fault. It wasn't really Coop's fault either. It was just racing incident, shitty situation. But if he can clean those up, I think he could definitely get back in these battles here pretty soon, hopefully in the next season. We're getting pretty close here to, I forgot to mention this, we're getting close to the pit window. So we did some different stuff tonight. So Hockenheim was pretty like typical tire wear, pretty typical pit strategy-wise. Hockenheim was not too different from what we've done on the rest of the season. But obviously Homestead was different. We did no pits for Homestead. We did just soft tire, very easy tire wear. That's what we did for Homestead. For Road Atlanta, we did something different as well. Because this track is so difficult and so treacherous, I was like, okay, well, now's a good idea for like our final pit experiment on the season. What we did was we set up the tire wear to where there is tire wear, and you definitely like have to make a pit, but you're able to do softs. Like you're able to do softs the whole race. Like everybody's gonna do softs, but there will still be a pit stop. Decided to do that for this race because that was like the last like tire wear pit experiment that we haven't really done yet. And I thought it made sense for this track because again, this track is so hard. The soft tire has the most grip. I figured, okay, let's try this pit strategy for this race to give everybody the most grip possible on what I think, and I think most of these drivers after racing it probably agree, was like by far the hardest, most treacherous, most punishing track, most tricky to get down that we raced on the entire season. So I just thought that made the most sense to try to, you know, keep the racing as clean as possible. Now, obviously, it didn't pan out entirely. There was still a lot of mistakes. To be fair, you know, I never would have said that there wasn't going to be mistakes. There was always going to be mistakes on this one and still going to be incidents, but just try to reduce them if possible. If we were running normal pit strategies and there was like mediums and hards runners and people on different strategies, I think it would have been worse. Obviously, that's, you know, hindsighty, like we can't really say that for sure. Can't really see into that alternate universe, but I'm pretty confident it would have been worse. I'm pretty confident. But anyways, back to the race here. Things are starting to settle out a little bit. Luke's gotten a pretty big gap for the lead. Not going to see, unless a big mistake is made, which again, possible on this track. Probably not going to see that big lead battle that we saw at Hockenheim. Matt doing a good job of holding on to second, although it is a bit closer behind him. Roman and Opix aren't that far behind. But Matt so far doing a really good job of holding on to that second place. We'll see if he can keep it up. It's the best that he can do probably in this situation for his points, and see if he can clutch out a podium finish in the grand finals points. Then we have Roman, and again, I think Roman running in third right now is actually huge. I think that third, fourth battle between Roman and Opix that could be brewing here, they're getting pretty close. Opix is on a charge. I think it could be really important, and I believe with where the point situation is, I believe Roman actually does need to hold on to that position in order to get into the podium, get into the grand final podium. But if Opix can catch him and can take that spot, I believe Opix would not only knock him out of the podium of the race, but also knock him out of the podium for the grand finals points. For Matt, on the other hand, I'm not sure how it all shakes out. We'll have to see at the end. We'll keep you on the edge of your seat. But I believe Matt's in a very, I will say this, I believe he's in a very good position currently. And as long as he doesn't make any other mistakes, he'll get 2 second places on the night. And that'll be obviously a lot of points, and we'll put him in a really good position to be in that podium spot as well. But again, my microscope, my eyes is really on Roman and Opix right now, because I believe that is that last battle on track. You take a look at the track map, see how spread out it is. I believe it's the last battle that could possibly happen. And I believe, funnily enough, it's, again, also very important points-wise. I think if Opix makes that pass, he could earn his way into taking that podium finish in the grand finals with very consistent performances again on the night. He would end up getting, if he could get by Roman here, funnily enough, he would literally end up getting third, which is really funny, and potentially third in the points as well. So we'll see if we can pull it off. Still quite a few laps to go here at the end, so still a lot of time left for this battle to pick up. But now that we're getting close to the end here, I do want to talk a little bit about next season. Planning on the Porsches right now, the GT2 RSR, I believe it's 2017 Porsche, that's what we're planning on now. It is a really big jump So I think we're gonna still do some testing and try out the 3 different car ideas that I have, which are that Porsche. The other idea that I had is the Mercedes touring car. I thought that that would also be a good idea. Another idea that I've been experimenting around with, and I still got to do some more work on it, but I quite like it, and I think it's pretty fun, is to expand on the MX-5s. So obviously in Forza, we did stock cars and stock tuning as the battle's heating up, by the way. Look at this. Hold on, we'll get back to that in a moment. Opix making the move around the outside, and again, this is crucial. I think this could be for those, for that points position. Makes a great move around the outside. You don't see that happen very often in that turn. Makes it happen, takes the spot on Roman. Now we'll have to see if he can defend and hold on to it, because Roman is putting up good pace. He's doing a lot better on here than he was on Hockenheim. We'll see if he can fight back, especially now that he's got that win under his belt. He's going to have more confidence. He's going to have more points. He's got more to fight for here. So let's see if we can do it. But again, those are the 3 cars that I'm thinking about. And I think we'll do some more testing and try to finalize it soon. Again, leaning towards the Porsche, but I don't know. Like, the problem with it is a really big jump. And I want it to be a car that'll be fun for everybody. Like, I don't want it to be a thing where, like, half the field it's fun, but the other half the field is just a big struggle. I really don't want that to be the case, especially because the Forza stuff is mostly focused on the fun factor. So I'm just worried about that being the case. I definitely want to race that car at some point. I'm just worried about it maybe being too early. Wow, Roman getting back by Opix, by the way, here, and putting on the blocks. So we'll do some more tests, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. But the other idea that I had was using the in-game like car upgrade system and souping up the Mazda. Just sticking with this car and just putting some crazy upgrades, better engine in it, good aero upgrades, better brakes, all that stuff, and just like really souping up this car and making it cracked for next season. So doing an MX-5 sequel season, but it'll look different and it'll run different, and it'll have a lot more power and be a lot more fun, hopefully. So, but not be as much of a jump as, like, you know, the Porsche would be. So that was another idea. I really like that idea. So we're gonna still do some experimenting. Maybe we'll even do a vote on the car for the next season. I don't know. We'll see. But again, just trying to find something that works best for everybody. And the more that I'm experimenting with it, the more I'm actually liking this build that I have for the MX-5, the upgraded build. And I think you guys will like it too. So we'll definitely check it out, and it'd be kind of cool too to have it be like a sequel series, stick with the same car but do that advancement. Like, I think that'd be kind of cool too. And then obviously people can come up with new schemes if they want, but also if they want to stick with their same stuff, they can also do that. So yeah, we'll see. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to make sure I mentioned that in this video. We're on the last 2 laps of the season. All right, not just the grand final, but like the entire season. This is it for our MX-5 Winter Short Track Showdown, our first series on Forza. Really proud of this. I've wanted... What was that drift, Opix? That was crazy. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and yeah, been a dream of mine to do something like this, HRL-wise, but on a Forza game, and really glad that we finally got to do it. Oh no, Roman makes a mistake! Roman makes a mistake at a crucial time. Goes wide, goes in the sand. Opix speeds on by. If Opix does not make a huge blunder now, he is good. We're coming to the white flag. He is good to go. So that might have been it. That might have been it. Huge moment here at the end of the last race. Luke with some Mario Kart tactics. We'll see in a moment from Matt's POV what effect that's going to have. Yup, take a look at that. Some obstacles on the track. Got to be careful. But on to the last lap now. And again, yeah, really proud of how it turned out. Really thankful for everybody that showed up to these and made it happen. And I'm glad it was a good time. I'm glad, even though a lot of people are still like learning the game and still trying to figure it out, I'm glad that a lot of people generally seem to have like a good time, and that there was a lot of good moments throughout. We put on some good shows, put on some good racing, and yeah, I'm really excited to whatever we end up deciding on. Oh my God, whatever we end up deciding on running and doing for the next series, hopefully it ends up being even more fun the next time around. People getting even more reps, being more used to the game, figuring out the strategies and stuff like that. I think it could be really special. Even though this season was a lot of fun, I think our next season could be great. And yeah, really looking forward to doing it all again with everybody. There we go. That's it. The last lap, crossing the line. Luke's going to take the win. for the last race on the night, and obviously going to take the grand final as well with a 1-2-1 finish. Matt going to be taking second here for Road Atlanta, his second place in the road courses on the night. Opix, his third place for the road course on the night. Then you got Roman, then Slaunch, fourth and fifth, and then Detail going to be hitting the shortcut here. He's already way ahead of Coop, so it's not a big deal. But on the last lap, shortening up that time, trying to get done quickly, trying to get back to his food quickly, I think. I believe that's actually what it was, trying to get back to the food quickly here at the end. But yeah, taking that position. Coop going to be taking 7th place, and then Armada did lead some laps. I'll give him some credit. Had some really good lead laps early on, but then, yeah, just really unfortunate, unfortunately involved in, like, the worst incident that we saw during this race. All right, there you go. Luke, Matt, and Opix. There you go. Then Roman, Slaunch, Detail, Coop, and Armada. Again, I'll go through those again one more time. But yeah, first Luke with 49 points. Matt and Opix, second and third, both 42 points, but Matt getting the tiebreaker. Crazy how close that ended up being. Huge rebound for Matt to get on that podium here in the grand finals, and huge for Opix to back it up again, right? He was on it in the regular season, consistent in third in points, consistent in third in the races here in the grand finals, and finishing third in the points. So just right locked in there. Roman with a really good performance. He was the big, he was the good surprise from this one, taking fourth with 41 points. So again, that pass with Opix, that mistake, that was crucial because Roman would have had it. But Opix being able to get by, Roman going in the sand late, that ended up costing him. So sucks for Roman because out of nowhere, he absolutely could have taken a podium along with that win, but I don't think he'll be too upset about it. I think the win is probably what he's more happy about and focused on and taken away from this one. Fifth for Slaunch, 37 points, probably hoping for a bit better, but all good. He proved himself in a lot of those races in the first season. I expect big things from him in the next season. Same for Detail, not as good of a night, 6th with 35, but again, some really good showings at different times. I think he'll be back in season 2. And then 7th, Coop with 29, 8th, Armada with 28. I wanted to see them duking it out with us at Homestead. I wish that they didn't lose the draft, whatever happened there. Sucks. I was really hoping they could have held on to it, but still glad they showed up. Had a good time on the night too. All right. We'll do a recap. We'll get more of the yapping in later, but for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. I really have to pee, so this commentary really needs to end now. Hope you guys enjoyed the season, and see you the next one.